back on the bike and we'll go a bit further. We're going to head over another mountain. Takes us over a place called Canino. It's pretty stunning, that is. And head up back towards Cameo place, a village I used to live about 10 years ago. Beautiful place. Right, see how we get on. Oh dear. Don't get any easier as you get older, does it, eh? Oh. Mind you, I think you'll all agree that was worth the hike up the mountain. Like I say, I'm not too far from a village called Cameo. What that stands for in English is Fields of Stone. It's not too far from here, and yet I lived there for quite a few years and I've never ever been to where I've just been to show you the waterfall. Strange. Now, Cameo there is a massive canyon, 100 or so meters deep and about 7 or 8 kilometers long, if not longer. But I still have to wait while spring, I think, so the weather's a bit better. Right, now I'm going to get lost here. Let me see. Films. This is straight on. Yeah, it's got to be dry for me to attempt that. It's we used to have a small holding with goats, sheep, pigs. I used to have 3 horses, obviously chickens and God knows what. Best time of my life that was. But trouble was, at the time I was still running a business in the UK. And travelling backwards and forwards between them, we had to make a decision in the end that we sold up. Big mistake, really big mistake that was, but there you go. Went back to England, sold the business, come back to Bulgaria, but we decided to move to a different part of it. Central Bulgaria. Was it down there? No, it wasn't down there. It's called Velika Trnovo. It's more of a holiday place, beautiful place, but to be honest, it's too much like England. It's just full of restaurants and shops and boutiques, and to be honest, too many English for me. If I wanted to live somewhere like that, I'd have stayed in the UK. Sat nav obviously knows where it's going, because I don't. I go up around here. Oh yes, I do. I know where I am now. Nice guys, you can see why I don't come out on my Honda NC750X, can't you? Be a bit bumpy on it round here, it'll do it, but I prefer it on this. Now is it down there or is it up there? I think it's up there if I remember. I'm trying to remember, about 10 years ago here. Let's try it up here. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, just about got my breath back now. Yeah, the Bulgarians, they do most of their cooking. They have what they call like an outside kitchen. It's just it's either a balcony off the house, or it is actually a proper little building, but it's not sealed, it's open, and that's where they do all their cooking. And when you're riding about, you go past villages and people's houses, you can often tell what they're cooking. It smells lovely. They all tend to eat the same thing here. What is it like? A thing called kofeta. It's a bit like I suppose a homemade beef burger, with lots of herbs and spices in it. Can't think what the other thing's called. I should know because I've eaten enough of them in my time. It looks like a sausage. Kebabche, that's it, kebabche. It doesn't matter where you go, the little cafe things you see on the side of the road, when you stop at them, that's all they ever sell. You can have a bit of salad with it, but that's their sort of main stable diet. Breakfast is something called binichka. It's like a pastry thing filled with goat's cheese. Absolutely lovely. But the problem is, I'm a diabetic. It's no big problem to me, but it becomes a problem when I keep eating the food they have in Bulgaria. So you'll mainly see me most of the time. I always take my own food. I'll take a sandwich, or I usually take my own coffee. Or if I take my cooking gear, that's why I do take it a lot of the time, so I can cook my own food and I know what I'm eating. Because they do a salad here in Bulgaria called shopka salad. It's lovely. It's a salad, your normal salad stuff, in a bowl, mixed with tomatoes and all peppers in it, and cheese. Put square lumps of this Cyrenaica, it's called, goat Cyrenaica, sheep Cyrenaica or cow Cyrenaica in it. But they pour that much salt in the salad and actually mix it in with it, which is no good to me. It's a shame, like. But my wife makes a version that I can eat for me, so it's okay. It's obviously everybody likes going out for meals. You know, my wife does. But I go out and it's, God, what can I eat? You never know what's in everything. Obviously it tells you the main ingredients, but it doesn't tell me how much salt they poured into everything. But if you don't suffer from sugar or salt, food here is not bad. You can find sort of European type food now. They've got McDonald's and all that usual crap that you eat, but to me, why do you want to come and live in a different country and eat the same food as you do in England? Mind you saying that, there's people with vans travel over to the UK, they go to Tesco's or wherever, they load the vans up to the hilt with stuff, tins of this, packets of that, bring it back to Bulgaria, then they go on the Bulgarian Facebook sites, and all the English have got their own like sites that they all look on, expat sites, if you want to call it that, and then they sell it. But the selling is about 5 times the price you pay. You know, unbelievable prices. But some people just can't manage without eating English type food. And I think, well, if you miss the UK that much, go back there. But that's how people are. We can't all be the same, can we? It's like my wife's mega into gardening. We have a huge garden, greenhouses. We grow all our own food. We used to butcher all our own meat at one time, but you know, we're getting on now, so we don't have the animals. We just have some chickens for eggs and whatnot. You can't beat homegrown vegetables, free range eggs. Nothing like it. It's like out in the countryside in Bulgaria, there's no pollution. The air is crystal clear, and until you get used to it, it's a bit, I wouldn't say it's overwhelming, but whoops, for a start, you struggle with it. Once you get used to it, it's great. Yeah. I don't think I'd want to live anywhere else. It's like this, I can, on the Himi, go anywhere, ride off-road anywhere. There's what land belongs to farmers, that's obviously theirs, but what land doesn't belong to farmers belongs to Bulgaria. If it belongs to Bulgaria, anybody can use it. The idea was that the land was for grazing. They're calling it the Rodina. It's like, let me think English, a moor. It's like the moorlands. And the idea was that the people could graze the cattle, the goats, the sheep. That's the idea behind it, for no cost. But as times change, it's like all the villages. There's villages here where nobody lives. They're absolutely derelict. There's not a single soul lives in them. The younger people all move to the cities. And when Bulgaria become part of the EU, they all started working abroad. Well, as you know, a lot of Bulgarians was in the UK. But now they work in Germany, Spain, Portugal, wherever. So they didn't take up the old farming ways of life. So the village has just become derelict. It's a shame. It is when you think people have got nowhere to live in the UK. You know, here there's houses everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Things did change a bit when we had the COVID, because the people in the cities, there's very few houses in the cities. It's just big apartment blocks everywhere. The ones that got kids bought houses in the countryside, so the children have got room to run about and grow, you know, and live a bit. Otherwise they was locked in apartments for months on end. So that started to put the prices up, but they was a bit picky with the villages, obviously. The price of houses in some villages, the ones near to the city, within sort of a car's drive to go to work, the prices was ridiculous. Now here we are. We're just about to come into Canino. I mean, look at this. I really hope the camera's picking this up. Now, this road I'm running on, here, brand new, like a racetrack. When I lived not far from here, this was just old communist time tarmac, which had virtually disappeared. It was just great potholes. Now, the EU money paid for this. Yeah, as I've been riding along here talking, we haven't seen a single car. This is what it's like here. Bulgaria landmass is the same size as the UK. The whole of Bulgaria, the population in it, is 2 million less than what actually live in London alone. So you've got a country the size of the UK with 2 million less people that live in London to fill the whole of Bulgaria. This is why you don't see anybody. Ooh, Ian. Iska River down there. This here, this is Canino. It's all rocks. Now, in some places there are huge. Oh, if you look down here, look, beautiful. In some places there are huge, like, well, they are bomb holes, literally bomb holes. And what it was, in World War II, when the Germans' bomber planes was coming home, if they hadn't dropped the bombs, they used to drop them here as they was flying over. And there's great big, surprising what damage they did. Well, it's a bomb's a bomb, isn't it? Yeah, there's massive craters all over the place. And that's what it was, that's what the locals tell me anyway. Mind you, I'm English and the Bulgarians like a good story. And I'm gullible enough to listen. Yeah, that there. This village is like a microclimate. It can be absolutely roasting. The reason being, these rock faces heat up in the summer during the day and hold, as the summer goes through, they hold the heat. And where everywhere else starts to cool down at nights, it's still roasting here. Yeah, I know in Europe there's other countries that look very, very similar to this, but no. What for me, like, it's the freedom living here. I absolutely love it. Nobody hassles you. Do as you want, within reason, of course. And you can have a property for most of us would never ever be able to afford in the UK. Masses of land with it, huge house, 4 or 5 bedroom house if you wish. Yeah, look at the rocks here. Right now it's 1:30 here and the moon's still out. There's the old brickworks there one time. Too much fresh air. It's like here, this is Canino village. There's a railway station here. You can get on a train here and go to Sofia, which is about a 2.5 hour ride. And it costs you, what would it cost you? The equivalent of £1.50 in English. That's to go on a train. Unreal, isn't it, eh? You know what train fares are like in the UK? That is a friend of ours' house that he did up. Nice. Quite a nice village. That's another one that was an English house. Quite a nice place. Now, when I come back from the UK, we did think about buying a village here because it's the village I used to live in up on the top of the mountains is a bit out of the way. This village got a train station. If you don't want to drive anywhere, you can just jump on the train for a day, go to Sofia or the local towns. The local town, I don't think it costs you 50p. This has got its own shops, all sorts here. It's a really nice place, but because it's a nice place, there's an English guy here who was doing houses up and selling them, and he was selling them to English people, and they come here, and the English, they've got such a bad reputation, I'm afraid, in Bulgaria for drink, because the drink here, a pint of lager, I don't think it's 50 pence, that's a pint. Your wine and whatnot's dirt cheap, plus Bulgarians are well known for making their own wine, and a drink they're called rakia. It's like their idea of whiskey or brandy. I could run this Himalaya on it. But it was in this village and they caused that much trouble. It was unreal. I don't like to say really, but they've got such a bad reputation. We tried to look for a house here and you couldn't get no joy from anybody about it. They didn't want any more English living in this village, which is bad news, isn't it, eh? A good thing that the pissheads fuck up, shall we say. Anyway, enough about that. Yeah, lovely place. Well, this is, today is Saturday, yes, and this is the hustle and bustle of the village. Nobody, nothing. Now, if you're the sort of person that's into walking, hiking, fish, especially fishing mad here, plenty of places to fish. You couldn't get a better place really. That's it, that's Canino. We're on our way out of Canino. Yeah, sorry about all the traffic jams and all the cars we've had to follow. But there you go, eh? I'll turn the camera off a bit, and then when we get to Cameo-Poly, I'll turn it on again. Right, I think I'm going to end the video here. I was going to go straight up to the village Cameo-Poly where the canyon is, but thinking about it, the canyon is really a video on its own. It's a huge place. I put a picture here somewhere. So we'll finish this video here, and I'm going to do Cameo-Poly in the canyon as a separate video. The canyon alone will be as long as this video has been. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't know what you think about my ramblings like, but so if you like it, click like, big thumbs up, subscribe. Any comments, leave them down below and I'll answer what I can. And I'll see you shortly in another video. Cheers.